Riverview is split in two, and not just by the Alafia River either.
It's Sissy's soup.
Well, something that has always split Riverview in half, besides the river, is religion. On the north side of the river is the Methodist Church, and on the south side is the Baptist Church. Years and years ago, each side of the river had a different name. The north side was Riverview like it is now, but the south side was called Peru, spelled P-E-R-U, like the country Peru. In 1846, the Methodist Church was founded on the north side, the Riverview side. Some years later, the Baptist Church was founded on the south side, the Peru side. When I was little, by and large, people were either Baptist or Methodist. Now, the Methodists believed in sprinkling, and the Baptists believed in dunking. In other words, the Methodists baptized their babies, and they christened them by sprinkling water on them. The Baptists waited until you were older, and then you got a full dunking. Well, they say God is in the details. The Baptists preached a lot about sin, sinners, and hell, whereas the Methodists preferred to ignore all that and preach about more pleasant things. I'm not sure, but I don't think anybody believed in drinking, but a lot of it went on anyway. My family on my mama's side started out Baptist, but at some point, my grandmother switched to the other side of the river, and so my mother was raised Methodist. Well, those weren't the only two religions, but they were the most prominent. I know there had to be a Pentecostal church here somewhere because I went to school with those kids. They weren't allowed to dance, and the girls had to cover their limbs, no bathing suits or shorts. That was real punishment in those days because what we did for fun was go swimming in the river or Lithia Springs or Bullfrog Creek or Hutto Lake. Now, I know we had one Jewish family, a lady with two girls. She was divorced. There were a few Catholics here too. Catholics believed in pouring instead of sprinkling or dunking, and they left Jesus hanging on the cross. They also believed in drinking right out in the open. My father was Catholic. His family moved here in the late 1930s. Now here's a strange story. When my father and mother decided to get married, it caused quite a ruckus. Nobody expected it to last. They were both determined to keep their own religion. Finally, they had to just call a stalemate and get married anyway. Now, my great-grandfather on my mother's side was from Ireland. He was a steamboat captain, and he settled on the river with his Irish bride, and they had 7 children. They were Catholic, but for great-grandma to send her kids to a Catholic church, they would have had to row up the river into Tampa Bay and into Tampa about 14 miles to get there. She wanted them to have church in their life, so she sent them to the Baptist church, which was only 2 blocks away. What's even stranger is that both families, my mom's and my dad's, came from Northern Ireland. They were all Catholic and lived about 40 miles apart. It is a small world. Well, Daddy wouldn't take communion in the Catholic Church for years because he had married a Protestant. He still went to Mass every Sunday. When the 3 of us kids were in our 40s, Bubba had a talk with Daddy, and he told him the Catholic Church had modernized and that he should talk to the parish priest. Well, Daddy did what Bubba suggested, but the parish priest was from Spain and not so modern, and he insisted that Daddy and Mama needed to get remarried in the Catholic Church. For some reason, I guess to be nice, Mama went along with it, though she wasn't too happy about it. Well, after the ceremony, the priest handed Mama a paper he wanted her to sign. The paper said she agreed to raise any children they might have in the Catholic faith. Now, Mama and Daddy were in their 60s. Mama didn't say a word for 2 or 3 days, and when she finally did speak, she never mentioned the wedding or the paper again. But Daddy told me that for 2 or 3 months after, every now and then he'd feel like somebody was watching him, and he'd look up and there'd be Mama glaring at him. Oh, I think there's somebody at the door. It's probably the Jehovah's Witnesses. They keep coming back all the time because I'm nice to them. Well, I hate to, but I have to say, it's good to quit talking to you. Now turn your computer off and go do something else. Go on. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.